In the beginning, the beyond, past the veil between worlds, there were beings that were born not of flesh and blood, nor of earth. The Book of Enoch and the Scriptures whisper of them in fragments, like echoes from beyond the stars. Strange radiant entities that stand before the throne of the Most High, not just as men with robes and wings, but as creatures formed of fire, lightning, and eyes. The burning ones dwell near the throne of the Creator. Seraphim. Isaiah the prophet had a glimpse of them. They had 6 wings, 2 to shield their faces from God's unbearable glory, 2 to cover their feet, and 2 to fly. Close by stood the cherubim, far from the harmless cherubs of earthly imaginations. These are beings of dread and wonder. Ezekiel described them with trembling hands. 4-faced creatures, the face of a man, the face of a lion, the face of an ox, and the face of an eagle. Their feet were like hooves. They each have 4 wings, 2 stretched outward, and 2 covering their bodies. And like flashes of lightning, they move. Beside them were beings made of wheels. Ezekiel saw them spinning beside the cherubim, one wheel within another, intersecting, alive, and full of eyes all around. Arphanim is their name. But deeper still, beneath the mountains of the earth, are the watchers spoken of in the Book of Enoch. They were angels who descended in the ancient days, luminous beings who took earthly form. Towering and majestic, they taught mankind knowledge never meant for mortals, and they fell. One of their leaders, Azazel, was bound hand and foot, and cast into darkness. The watchers wait there still, imprisoned until the day of judgment. Their glory corrupted, their wisdom twisted. These are the angels of God, terrible and holy. And when the heavens truly open, it won't be silence that follows. It will be wings and fire, faces upon faces, wheels within wheels. It shall be the sound of heaven, the beauty of the Creator. In the days before the flood, when men multiplied wickedness upon the earth, Enoch, the son of Jared, walked with God and was taken into the heavens. And there, amid mountains of fire, and crystal palaces carved from ice, he beheld the watchers, the fallen, and the holy ones who never slumber. Led by an angel, Enoch stood trembling before the blazing throne of the great glory. The air shimmered with judgment. Before him stood 7 mighty beings, beings who had never known corruption. Archangels. Uriel was the first. He guided Enoch through mysteries of the lights in the sky, the sun's path, the revolutions of the stars, and he watched over the underground prison of the fallen ones. Next came Raphael, the healer of the earth, and the mighty one that bound Azazel and cast him into the desert. Rigel, the 3rd archangel, whose duty is vengeance. He watches the luminaries and punishes those that don't follow their path. Michael, the one who is like God. He guards the righteous and commands the armies of heaven. Sarakiel, the 5th archangel. He oversees human spirits that sin against God Almighty. Gabriel, the mighty one of God, fierce and as bright as lightning. He executes power over paradise, the serpents, and the 4-faced beasts. And finally, Remiel, who oversees resurrection. And when Enoch saw all this, he fell on his face, overwhelmed by their glory. Long ago, before recorded history, before kings and cities, the skies were not so distant from the earth. In the days when humanity was still young, learning to hunt, gather, and build, something strange happened. Something powerful, but secret. This is the story of the Watchers, told in the ancient book of Enoch, a book that never made it into most versions of the Bible, yet whispers of its tale still linger in myths across the world. So who were the Watchers? This was a group of angels, called Grigori in some texts, who were supposed to watch over humanity from above. God had sent them to only observe and not interfere. But they did more than observe. They descended to earth. According to the book of Enoch, 200 of these angels, led by a powerful angel named Simjaza, made a pact on a mountain called Hermon. They knew what they were about to do was forbidden, but they did it anyway. Why? Because they had seen the beauty of human women and desired them. They wanted to live among humans, not just watch them from afar. This desire led to the first great fall, not of man, but of angels. The Watchers took human wives and had children with them. But these children were not ordinary, they were hybrids. A new species of creature made from human and angel. Nephilim. That's what they were called. Beings of gigantic size and great strength. At first, humans may have seen them as gods or heroes. But soon, the world began to suffer. The Nephilim consumed all the food and then turned on humans. They brought chaos, bloodshed, and fear. But before things turned this dark, the Watchers taught humans many things. Secrets of heaven that were never meant to be shared. There were 200 Watchers, and each Watcher taught a different set of skills. This was humanity's first big leap forward in knowledge. Semjaza taught enchantments, root cuttings, magic, and herbalism. Azazel revealed the art of warfare. How to make swords, knives, shields, and breastplates. He also taught the use of different metals and the art of cosmetics. How to beautify the face and body. Barakel taught astrology, how to read the stars and interpret the signs. Kokabel revealed the secrets of the constellations. Ezekiel taught the knowledge of the clouds. Arakiel taught the movement of the earth. Shamsiel taught the signs of the sun. At first glance, these teachings might have seemed like gifts. Humans were suddenly advancing in medicine, astronomy, beauty, and even technology. But these were not innocent gifts. The knowledge came without the wisdom to use it, and soon it led to destruction. Interestingly, this story is not unique to Enoch. Many cultures have tales of gods or beings from the heavens descending to earth and teaching humans forbidden knowledge. In Greek mythology, the Titan Prometheus gave fire to mankind against the will of Zeus. For this, Prometheus was punished, much like the Watchers. In Sumerian myths, gods like Enki and Ninhursag taught humans arts, agriculture, and writing. These gifts elevated human society but also led to problems and power struggles. In Hindu mythology, the Ashvins, twin gods, brought medicine and healing knowledge to humans. But knowledge was often accompanied by challenges from the higher gods, who feared human advancement. In Mesoamerican legends, gods taught people agriculture, science, and morality. Again, a divine figure descending to uplift mankind. These similarities suggest that the tale of heavenly beings sharing forbidden knowledge with humanity may be a universal memory, something buried deep in our shared past. Back in the book of Enoch, things got worse. The Nephilim grew more violent. Humanity cried out to heaven, and the archangels, Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, and Uriel, took notice. God commanded them to act. Raphael bound Azazel and cast him into a desert pit. Gabriel sent the Nephilim to destroy one another. Michael led the battle against the remaining Watchers. Then came the flood. The great flood, which many ancient stories describe, was sent to cleanse the earth of the Nephilim and the corruption brought by the Watchers. You might be wondering, why does this story matter now? The tale of the Watchers is more than just a myth. It speaks to a pattern we still see today: rapid advancement without understanding. Think about the sudden explosion of technology in modern times. Nuclear power? Artificial intelligence? Genetic editing? Each of these, like the teachings of the Watchers, brings great promise, but also serious risk. Azazel taught humans how to make weapons and beautify themselves unnaturally. Today, we still struggle with violence and obsession over appearance. Semjaza's enchantments remind us of the allure of control, just like modern media, advertising, or even data manipulation. Astrology, herbalism, metallurgy, magic. All these Watcher gifts shaped human culture. And even though we've forgotten their names, their impact remains. The story of the Watchers in the Book of Enoch lives on. They might have fallen long ago, but their legacy remains. Some call them angels, others call them gods. Whatever the case, they were creatures who made a terrible choice. One that continues to echo, even now. Maybe that's why the Book of Enoch was hidden away for centuries. Not because it was false, but because it is undeniably true, literally happening, even as we speak.